Welcome to Mallet and Michelle. I'm Michelle, where I have a smile on my face almost always, unless I got too much Botox. And this is Steve, where he smiles at mountains and trees and shit.
Yes, I do, and have never had Botox. Lucky me.
I'm
I,
gonna come in here. I know people are doing their own Botox now, Steve.
oh, get out of here.
Yes.
Isn't there, well, there's people that are doing stuff like implanting stuff in their own butt, so I know if they do that. They've seen that, right? They put fillers. What? There was a story about a lady that went to like Home Depot and got some like caulking for seams and injected it in her butt. She died.
What the?
People
Okay, well,
say.
I'm sorry. Sometimes the world just takes care of
Yeah,
itself.
it's
If you're
true.
injecting caulk into
You
your
talking
butt.
about me being outside, you gave me this sticker. It says I love peeing outside, and that is so true.
Yes, I do. I do.
No, you
I
do.
don't love being
Michelle's
outside.
stories come out. The secret's out.
I,
Michelle likes peeing outside.
so, with speaking of peeing outside, we can't do what we do without our advertisers. And we'd like to thank Deep Eddy Vodka Tasting Room.
Catching up with old friends or making new friends. It's always better when you do it with a Deep Eddy vodka. Find it everywhere fine spirits are sold.
Call me if you'd like Steve's bank account number at South Star Bank.
There's no money in there, so it doesn't matter. Getting a loan shouldn't be a nightmare. Don't let a loan officer confuse you with lingo and jargon. Call South Star Bank today and get the straight scoop every time.
And last week you said Hunter wasn't that hot at Black Slate Construction and Black Slate Roofing.
Where Hunter is always sexy and hot. And top quality work and craftsmanship always stands out, and no one stands out more than Black Slate Roofing and Remodeling. I think I kind of messed that up. But call them today and they'll set the record straight.
Speaking of hot and bothered, Mallet Integrity Team.
Do you want an agent who's an expert at social media and Google reviews, or an expert at
what?
Google reviews, Googly reviews, Google reviews? Or do you want an expert at negotiations, contracts, deadlines, and protecting you from liability? The Mallet Integrity Team, real estate experts in a world where real expertise is becoming harder to find.
Let's be honest, I'm the real liability with
Yes,
Mallet
you
Integrity
are.
Team.
Especially with your dyslexia, like Michelle. That is not 5'2", that is 5'5". I want before we move on to our wonderful guest that we're going to have come in the studio. I want to remind everybody the Run by the Creek is back. Yes, I was out there on Sunday. They're marking the course. So runbythecreek.com. Sign up today. I know they're not filling up yet, but spots are going quickly.
When is that?
It's the first week of November.
Oh.
I'm not going to budget and tell you the date.
The first week of November.
I think it's the first Sunday in November. But the runbythecreek.com is where you can register. So today we're joined by Ashley Vachon, author of You Are Worthy of Happiness, 31 Days of Encouragement, a book built around a simple idea that can sometimes be surprisingly hard to believe. You deserve a little happiness in your life. In her book, Ashley talks about shutting down the negative voice in your head, recognizing your own worth, and realizing happiness isn't something you have to earn. So how do we stop being our own worst critic and maybe become someone we actually like hanging out with? Let's find out. Welcome to the show, Ashley.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me
We're
here.
glad you're here, and you had to drive a long way to get here because
So
you live
long.
very close. Yeah, but we always start the show off. How did you end up? You've had a life traveling around the world. How did you end up in Dripping Springs?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but the short part of it is a job. It took me here, and that was about a year and a half ago, and I'm still just getting to know Dripping Springs. My sister lives in Driftwood, so I did spend a lot of time in the area. She's an artist. Let me
Yes.
just
Oh,
put
yeah.
that out there. She's amazing.
Well, we may have to
I
have
was
her
gonna say,
on.
we
Yeah,
need
I
to get her
think
on the
you
show.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just nice that I have her here, and she's close. So
Okay. And you grew up, born in Spring.
born
North
in
of,
spring.
yeah, so you're a native Texan. I'm
Yes, I am,
outnumbered.
all
There's
the
two
way.
native Texans in here and not me.
Oh wait, where are you from?
Well, I was born in Scotland, actually, but I lived in California for a while.
They
but
found
I'm
him
not-
under a rock.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Some
rock.
guy in a kilt came along and moved a rock, and there I was. Yeah.
After my lucky charms. Is that the right country?
Yeah, no, that's not. That's Ireland.
It's all good.
Nice try, though.
Okay, get A for effort,
Yeah,
right? A for-
yeah.
So I heard also that you came back to take care of your mother, to
That's
help take care of
true.
your mom.
Yes, yes. Actually, I was living in Chicago at the time. We raised our kids in LA for 10 years and then moved to Chicago for 10 years for sort of a different life experience. And it really was a different life experience. We wanted our kids to be raised with Midwest sort of Southern values. And so that's why we moved to Chicago. But yeah, what actually took me back to Texas originally was my mom. I just had a gut feeling that I should be here for her. And I was, and she had a really, really rough year and a half, but I was there for it, for all of it, and I will never regret that decision.
Never,
Is
never.
she still with us?
She is.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
she's doing much better.
Oh, good.
She is.
Being
Oh,
a
that's
caretaker takes a lot out of you.
It
You lose a
does.
little bit of yourself.
It does, especially because there was a lot of big changes in my life at the time. I had recently gotten divorced, became an empty nester. I moved across the country, became a caretaker. So that's
That's
why
some
I was
big
like, I need to
changes,
find some
yeah.
happiness.
That's a whole
Yeah.
life worth of changes there just in a short period
in
of
a
time.
short period of time. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go way back. You born in Spring, Texas. You become a model at 15,
Yes.
and you start traveling around doing all that. What was that like? Being 15 years old, you don't even know anything about anything.
Yeah, that's so true. It was crazy. So my main thing, I always thought I wanted to be a soccer player. Like I played soccer, and soccer was my jam. And I was like, I'm going to be a coach when I grow up, and and that was my thing. And I started modeling, and I would come into these auditions, and they're like, you have scabs on your leg from slide tackling. Like you have big strawberries from slide tackling people. And I was like, yeah, it's so cool. And they're like, yeah, you can't really have that. And I was like, oh, dang. So I was thinking, I'm just going to maybe just stick to soccer. But my mom put me in this 17 magazine competition, and I became one of the finalists. I didn't even know she did that.
Wow.
And so that's how it kind of all started. But when I was 16 years old, I was with an agency in New York City. They were like, hey, we're going to fly you here. And my parents were like, oh, that's kind of crazy. And they're like, oh, no, we'll take care of her. Well, I get there. I'm 16 by myself, and I had a roommate, and she was 18. Luckily, at the time, I wasn't like wild,
Yeah.
But and being in New York City after being in Spring, Texas, it was crazy.
That's a big change. Yeah.
It was crazy, and I just realized when I was 16, I was not ready for that. So I was only able to make it for a couple weeks, and then I was like, I need to go.
Well, I need
Yeah.
adult supervision. I know
Yeah.
from experience, my daughter started modeling when she was 14. She was in 17 magazine as well. And I know that I was like her on white on rice because the industry is so bizarre and so
Well, the models are just a product.
well.
They treat you
Well,
like
they
a
did
product, right?
in the modeling industry. I felt versus like the acting industry, like because she did some acting also. When you're on set, there are teachers there. There are guardians for these minors. But when you're a model, there's none of that. So
None.
they're like, here, go ahead.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. See
Wish
what
you the
happens.
best.
Yeah. And so you're traveling all around. You also traveled around the country a little. I mean, around the world a little bit, right?
I did when I was 18. So it was
Okay.
a little bit different. Like I think everybody was at that age. They were going off to college, starting their life, and so that was a little bit of a different experience. I was ready to go at that time.
Yeah, that's.
What was your favorite modeling event that you did?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I would say one of the best things was going to Italy and working in Milan, and I
Oh,
had
wow.
a lot of jobs that took me to some beautiful places over there, like Sardinia, an island off Spain, and it was beautiful. And just there were so many great experiences I got to
Yeah.
have. And I mean, I was always alone, so that was like the downside of it. But still, it was such a great life experience.
So you didn't travel around with a bunch of other models?
No.
It was just you. You'd go to a photo shoot in Sardinia or whatever, and then meet a photographer and a lighting crew, and that was it.
Yeah, you get the photographer, the makeup artist, the hairstylist, the whole crew, and then you're hanging out with these people for however long it may be, a week or two, and then you'll never talk to them again. Never see them
Wow,
again.
that's wild.
And taking care of yourself and feeding. I remember Kendall. We went into an event. She was still really young, and Kendall asked me to go get her a Whataburger. and all of these models are starving, and Kendall's sitting there eating this big old cheeseburger. So did you feel pressure when you were at that age to just kind of not
That's a great question.
not eat a cheeseburger?
It's a great question. And you know, and because I played soccer, like I think it was sort of like I had a fast metabolism, so I didn't have to worry too much. But yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of girls do a lot of crazy things
Mm-hmm.
to stay skinny. It's kind of sad, you know. Like, so, I mean, I'm not going to go into
Yeah,
too much
yeah.
detail, but yeah, there would be people who would do weird things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you've got to learn at that young age to kind of be an advocate for yourself also. And so you probably learned at a very young age to stick up for yourself and like, okay, I'm not okay with this.
Right,
Whatever this is, I am not okay with this.
right. Like I'm eating. I need to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will pass out if I don't.
Yeah.
So then when you were 20, you're full-time modeling, you're age 20, you have this auto accident. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my career was starting to take off when I was 18. I went to New York City and I was working and doing covers of magazines and traveling to Europe and Japan and sort of doing all
Wow.
these great things. So my career was taking off, and then I got hit head on by a drunk driver.
Mm.
Excuse me, and then I went through the windshield with my face,
Oh, jeez.
with my ankle, my kneecap, my arm. So it was just kind of like, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Where were you when that happened?
I was actually in Nacogdoches. I was visiting
Oh,
some friends.
goodness.
Oh.
I was home for the
Of
Christmas
course, yeah.
vacation, and yeah, that's when that happened. So yeah, so then that I thought for sure my modeling career was over. I had hundreds of stitches in my face. Didn't have an eyebrow for a while, and I was banged up. And at the time, I was like, I'll just go to school and see what that's like with people my age, because I wasn't not having that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, well, that's fine. Like that's what my life took me to do. And
That's when you went to Stephen of Austin?
I did,
You
yeah,
did? Okay.
for a year,
Mhm.
and then got to have that experience. And then my agency called me up and they were like, "Can you come back? Are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's try it." And so when I went back to modeling after all of this had happened, I had a different perspective on life. Like I was just like, I'm alive, I can walk, and those are things you take advantage of. Like you don't even think about that before something like that happens, especially as a young girl,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just so focused on how you look. And so many young girls, they get really super insecure,
Yeah.
and I was too. But then after that, I think it was just like, I'm alive, and and I'm just happy to be here, and I'm blessed, and I think that came across in photos and things. Like I was just more confident. So I worked more, surprisingly, ironically, I worked more after than I did before.
Do you think they picked up on that energy from you? Because you said that most people would feel very insecure and you kind of had the opposite effect. Do you think that was kind of from your upbringing, or was that something from within
It was
yourself?
something within, I think. Yeah, it was something within that didn't exist before the accident. It's that some insecurities were just like, why would you be insecure about stuff?
Yeah.
Those little minor things,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just minor.
So, how long did you model? You recovered from the accident. You go back to modeling. How long did you model after that? Like, how many years did go by?
Well, I stuck with it for many years, probably until I was about 35 was my last time that I modeled. And then when I was 47, living in Chicago, I met with Ford Agency, Ford Models.
That's amazing.
When I was 47, and they were like, "Yeah, we'd love to sign you," and I was like, "Oh, this is so great!"
Wow.
And I was so excited about that, but I never got to see that out because I moved back to Texas.
Was that meeting with them? Was that because you decided you wanted to get back into modeling, or did they approach you and go, "Hey, you should come back. We have a spot for you"?
Well, I was kind of in the place in life like, what am I going to do with myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I raised my kids,
Yeah.
and so a lot of friends were saying, hey, you should get back into modeling. I was like, no, I'm too old, right? And they were like, just try it. So I was like, okay. And so I was really excited about that, and it was really fun, and I got new photos taken.
Yeah.
It was good because I took a 15-year hiatus. And
Is there such a thing as being too old for modeling? I mean, probably for certain types
Steve,
of modeling. Like, no,
You
like,
were too old for
oh
modeling.
yeah, well, yes, I know. They approached me though.
Maybe-
I have an interview.
But
next
you know
week.
what? Maybe they're looking for a Depends actor.
I'm the perfect fit.
I'll
Yeah.
do it with you.
That's pretty funny.
So the But I mean, I see pictures in magazines and they're, 65, 70, 70-year-olds that are still modeling. I mean, there's obviously still a market for it.
Well,
There
yeah.
is, and I think, now there is more than there used to be.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like when I was modeling when I was younger, it was just like they were all focused on young. So now there's a lot more
Maturity is
diversity,
sexy,
Yeah.
Steve.
maturity.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I know. People tell me that all the
I
time.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. They stop you at Pigpen
Yeah, they
quite
go, wow,
often.
you're very mature there, young man.
You're very mature for your age. So, I want to go back to like your in your 20s, early 30s. You're traveling the world, and how did you end up in Hollywood? How did you like plant your feet down there?
So when I was working in South Beach is where I worked the most. I was working there because a lot of Europeans would come over and shoot there. And my ex-husband came there to South Beach for the Super Bowl of 1999, and we happened to be at the same. Well, we say we met at church, but we didn't. We met at a nightclub, an opening night at a nightclub.
That's kind of church. That's somebody's
Yeah.
church.
Somebody's church.
It was Sunday
10
morning,
feet of
probably.
church.
Yeah.
Into Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, we met there, and then we kind of hit it off. And then he lived in LA, and he was like, "Why don't you move out to LA?" And I was kind of like, "Okay," because I would work out there as well. And so that kind of from there, that's how I got to the Hollywood.
Is
area.
that where you started having your children? Were they born in California?
They were?
They were.
Yeah.
How did you like living in California? It was I lived there starting in the mid '80s through 2003, so we're kind of there at the same time. But how did you like it?
Yeah, okay, so I love the weather. It's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody, we didn't want to raise our kids there.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Mhm.
My kids were like 5, 3, and 1, and I said I just don't want to raise my kids in this environment.
Yeah.
And it's way worse now. But yeah, and we were looking around the country where we want to move to, and we thought about Austin, and then came out here, and somebody brought us to Dripping, and we're like, this is a cool place. And then 6 months later, here we were.
I could see that your exposure, though, to California was a little bit different than a lot of other people's exposure. So your ex-husband is D.B. Sweeney, and for people in our listeners, he starred, or one of the stars in Lonesome Dove and a
Yes.
lot of other
What-
genres.
Yeah.
A
What were
lot
you
of
gonna
Texans,
say?
a lot of Texans love Lonesome Dove.
Love.
So,
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah, that's a
father's.
big
Yeah, it
Texan
was
thing.
absolutely my father's favorite show. So
Yeah.
your exposure was red carpet and Hollywood and premieres, and you probably, I don't know, ran into Jennifer Aniston at Starbucks or something like that. So it was a little bit different than somebody's normal experience of just living in California.
Yeah, I mean, well, kind of. Yes, we would get to go to red carpet events and things like that. But for the most part, we had our kids,
Oh.
right? So we were just like, our son was playing travel hockey, and so we were like parents, and just a family more than that. The other things didn't happen as often as it seemed like. But yes, we would run into some cool people sometimes, like what's his name? Tom
Cruise,
not Tom
Hanks.
Hanks. Yes,
Tom
thank
Hanks,
you.
hey!
Yeah, one of my best friends came to visit me, and he was there in the coffee shop, and it was just like,
That's Forrest Gump over there. Forrest Gump.
But when you get around those people, you realize they're just
people.
They're just
Exactly.
regular people.
But
They're
then-
just buying a coffee, trying to get through the day, just like
Keeping
the
up
rest of
with
us.
the Joneses, though, is so different. Like, I'm sure,
Yeah.
like, even from Chicago, from LA to Chicago, keeping up with the Joneses is, okay, how would you like to go to the amusement park today? Or would you like to go to Turks and Caicos for the
Yeah.
weekend? I mean, like, the income gap was like, okay, my kid's not going to drive a Range Rover or whatever, their first car. And
well, that was one of the great things about leaving LA is because people can do whatever they want, no judgment whatsoever. But we weren't gonna get our
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
a Range Rover.
Yeah.
That wasn't our thing. But that's what a lot of other people like. There'd be 16-year-olds, 15, driving that had way better cars than we did, and we were just like,
That was exactly my thought. I was in Costa Mesa, and I was driving by high school, and this 16 pimply-faced kid pulled out of there in a brand new Mercedes convertible, and I thought, I bet his dad bought that for him. And I thought, I don't want to raise my, because I'm going to buy my kids a 20-year-old pickup truck
Heck
for
yeah,
their first
and it's going to
car,
be so much fun.
Yeah,
And you're going to
yeah.
name that car, and you're
Yeah.
going to have the best memories.
That's
of that.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's
So,
right.
did your kids? How did they feel about moving from California to Chicago? Was their experience? Were they excited to be kind of
How old
leaving?
were they?
So my son was going into 6th grade. My daughter was going into 4th.
Okay, so they were still young.
They were
Yeah, it
still
was-
young, and they were sad to leave because that's all they knew.
Yeah.
And their best friends were there. So, but you know what? They are Chicago kids. You know, like they grew up just with that
Yeah.
mentality
Yeah.
of just not being into all those things. You
Yeah.
know, like they're good kids.
That's
Well,
great.
one's
I
in
can't hope for anything better
They're
than
the
that.
best.
One's
They're
in
gonna be
med
good
school.
people. Yeah, I know. I saw
Yeah.
that.
She's not yet.
Not yet. Okay, she's right.
She's gonna be taking her MCAT
oh,
soon.
buckle up.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a
she's
lot of fun.
been freaking out about it, but she's gonna do that soon and then applying to med schools. Yeah.
Well, how exciting
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
though. So, what was your first winter like in
Oh,
Chicago?
that's what- okay, yeah.
That's
Being
great.
from Spring, Texas,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
living in LA for 10 years, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was the polar vortex in 2013.
Oh,
And so at first we're like, oh, look, it's snowing, and we'd stick our head out the window and catch snow on
Yeah.
our tongue. And then after like a month, we're like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
it's still snowing.
The coldest I have.
-5.
Yeah, that's the coldest I've ever been was in Chicago. I've never been colder than
And
that.
people say that too, and it's true.
Yeah.
And there was like, we were breaking all these records, like the most snow, the coldest days in a row,
Jeez.
there's no sun. And it was just like, each time it kind of like lowers you
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
every day.
Yeah, the
And then the
first.
spring comes around, everybody's like,
Yeah, and it's gorgeous there in the spring, isn't
It
it?
is.
Yeah, it's beautiful
yeah,
there.
and it's so happy.
You know, there's a lot of stuff in the media about how broken Chicago is. Was that your experience?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Tell us the truth
It's a
about
great city.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's parts.
There's
Every
pockets.
city has
Yeah.
pockets.
it. Sure. Yeah.
You know, tough times
Crime
and hard
and-
and
yeah.
crime and things like that. But it's such a great city. There's so much, like, just with all the sports and the baseball and the football and the hockey and everything. It's just so much fun. And then there's so much to do there. The food is great. It's just a great place. It's a great place. And we weren't in Chicago. We were in the suburbs. So we would just take the train into the city.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
So do you have a house there in Chicago, or
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Every time I've been there, I was downtown, which is nice. There's a lot to do down there, but it wouldn't be my favorite place to live.
Right. Yeah. My son lives there. He just
Oh.
bought a condo because it was like that's where he grew up, sort of, right? So he bought a condo in the city, and I think he wants to come to Texas.
I was gonna ask, like, so now you live in, like, you know, especially your children's age right now. Austin is this hip, cool place. Like, oh, my mom lives in Austin. So, I mean, are they driving to?
Well, he has spent a lot of time here. My kids, you know, we see my family all the time, so my kids love Texas. In fact, the funniest thing about my son Cade, our son Cade, is that when he was born in California, and we went on a road trip, and we let his feet touch soil for the first time in Texas. So he didn't ever touch soil in
Oh,
California.
that's cool.
So it was like Texas is the first place he's actually touching the land. So,
That's
so
awesome.
he's got Texas in his
He
heart.
he
Yeah.
feels it. He feels it here.
It's
Yeah.
a thing. It's a real
It
thing.
is a thing.
And so along the way, at some point, you decided, this thing it stopped again.
Sorry, hold on a
It's
second.
okay,
I'm
I'm clear my
having-
throat.
That's okay. You can take a drink.
Yeah.
The time is
Yeah.
23. Write that
Yeah.
on yours.
I'm gonna restart this. It stopped twice in a row.
We're having some issues, and he's waiting for his new computer to come in. It's the software. It's doing something weird, and so normally he can just restart it, and it's not a big deal. But
Yeah, it stopped twice real fast.
My son's in software development, so maybe.
Jeez, yeah, have him give me a call.
oh my gosh,
I have tried everything, and I think the computer's 5 years old. I think it's run its course.
it's as old as our podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it just
Yeah.
for this. Yeah.
You should go and delete one of those, an episode, just to have that space. Because remember, it
Oh,
was
I've
in space.
deleted them all back to like within the last year.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Well, let's just keep going. So
Okay.
I'll start in asking about the book. So somewhere along the way, through all of this, all the things that have happened to you in your life, you decided to write a book. So
Yeah.
tell us about how you decided that.
Well, so I think just over the years, I had kept these little nuggets of hope and inspiration, and I just wrote them down all over the place. And I kind of changed the wording to go along with what I was going through in my life. And I just recently, I mean, just a couple months ago, I was like, I'm going to put these into one place. I'm going to write a book for myself. And it originally started off as doing something fun for myself that I can just keep in one place. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, maybe this could help other people.
Mm-hmm.
And because life is hard. Life is hard for everybody. It's unpredictable, and we don't know what life's going to throw at us. And we can't. All we can do is control how we respond to life. Like, we can't control what life throws at us, but we can control how we respond to life. And so, I just thought maybe I can help other people. And the great thing is people have been reaching out to me, and they're like, "Oh, this has been really helpful." I'm like, "Oh, that's perfect, because that's all I really wanted."
It's pocket size too. You can stick it in your purse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you journal? Is that where a lot of these ideas came from?
No, I don't. Like, I would just jot these little things down. Like, if I heard something, and just kind of, I was like, "Oh, I like this," and I just had all these notes everywhere. And I'm like, I'm just gonna put this into one place. And originally, that's all it was for. It was just so I could have it in one spot. Yeah.
And then how you figured out how to structure it, because it's 31 days of happiness, 31 days of encouragement to be your best self. You're worthy of happiness. How did you figure out how to structure
We're
it?
going to go through these every day, Steve, okay?
Yes, I know.
You and I. I'm going to put it
And-
on my desk, and you and I are going to go over
Yeah.
each one.
Is there?
Well-
But I mean, is there sort of a, hey, you do this step and then this step, or is it
Not
just
really.
it's like, this is the thought for the day?
This is the thought for the day kind of
Okay.
thing. Or, you can just randomly open a page and be like, today, this is what I'm going to work on.
Okay.
That's kind of how I roll sometimes.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's see what yours is. Let's see what it is.
Let's see.
Tell
It
me what you
says,
got.
"Oh, your past does not diminish your future." So, there you go, Steve.
Read it again.
Your past does not diminish your future. The experiences you've had do not define what you are capable of becoming. Every new day brings another chance to move forward and create something better. The future is not limited by where you have been. Your potential continues to grow with every step you take.
Isn't that the truth?
It for sure. So, is the opposite of happiness sadness then?
Yeah, that's a good question. Sadness. Maybe not necessarily sadness, but maybe just like stuck. Stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good-
You're not feeling anything, right?
Oh.
Maybe.
Numb.
Yeah, a little numb,
A little
a
numb.
stuck, a little like, where do I go in life? What can I do with this? Like, I feel like often there's a lot of things that happen in all of our lives. Like, my story is not special. Everybody goes through something difficult. So it's kind of like you can stay in a why me state of mind. Like, why is this happening to me? And you just stay there. Or, and like, if things are sad, like, process it, go through it for sure. I'm not saying anything like that, but don't stay there. Just go to the watch me instead of why me. That's where I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? That negative energy that's coming at me and the why me,
Yeah.
woe is me, flip that switch and put it into the let's put this energy into watch me. What can I do to make me not stay in a stuck place?
And people, I think, when you're around people that have all that always why me attitude, they cannot find joy in anything. And so that's what I have tried to do, is just find joy in just little things, whatever it is. And it's
Yes.
hard, when you're raising your kids, and you're like, you feel like you're in Groundhog Day, and you're
Mhm.
going through the same dang day over and over and over again. So how did you come to that realization? You're like, okay, what I've been searching for is happiness.
Yes, and it is hard. That's the thing, and it's like it's very hard, and it takes a lot of work, and you have to work at it. Like, if you have these negative feelings of like, oh, poor me,
You're going to manifest it, right? You're going to be poor me.
yeah, and you're feeding that, so it's going to
Mhm.
grow. But you have to be very aware of your thoughts, and that takes practice.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do. But if it starts going to a negative place, just be like, okay,
Yeah.
be aware, and just flip it and go, what can I do? What can I do to make
Yeah.
this better?
I feel like, we're living in an age, this is probably the best time to be alive ever in human history. I mean, we're blessed with so many things, we can drive anywhere we want, we can fly around the world, we live in great houses, they have air conditioning when it's 100 degrees outside. It's a great time to be alive, even compared to 150 years ago. And some people just act like their life is absolute crap.
Yeah.
And why do you think that is? Why can we not recognize when we're so blessed on all levels?
I agree. I don't know why. I think maybe it's just the way our brains are wired, and maybe now there's like social media and there's things online that we're
Yeah.
not meant to see.
Yeah.
Like our brains can't.
The
Mhm.
outside
All of
noise
that.
is just telling you you're not enough.
You're not-
This isn't enough. You need a bigger car. You need you need to be prettier. You need to
Yes.
carry this purse. You need to wear these shoes, and especially for the younger girls,
Yes.
Why can't
The
we
pressure.
turn that
Pressure.
off? I feel like we should be able to go. It's like if you're drinking and you're drinking to excess, one day you're going to wake up and go, this isn't good for me. But
Yeah.
we're all on social media
Yes.
doom scrolling and
Mhm.
seeing these things and thinking, oh, I don't have a yacht,
Right.
and feeling like we're inadequate. I feel like we should all go, you know what, it's not good for me. I'm going to turn it off.
yeah.
But we don't.
Maybe
Yeah.
you need reminders. You need reminders like this little book right here to say, okay, what you have in your heart and what you have in your life is good enough.
Yes.
You don't need the big fancy cars, the big fancy houses. You don't need
Mhm.
we're in this phase right now, my husband and I. We like to joke around that we're spending our kids' inheritance and half true. But
Nothing
yeah,
wrong
like
with that.
no, like we want
Have
to
fun.
we want to enjoy our
Live
life right now.
Yes.
Live it.
Yes. Go to good restaurants and have
Yes.
nice food and taste the flavors and go look at the ocean and the lake, whatever. Just
Yes.
things that make you happy in your soul.
You'll
Oh.
get $50 and you'll be happy, damn it.
You know what makes me happy right now?
What?
Oh, that little grandbaby of mine.
Yeah.
Wait until you have a grandbaby. It's
Uh-huh.
the best thing ever. It is so good. So what is something that brings you joy?
Me?
Steve? Yeah.
Oh boy, you should have told me you were going to spring
No,
that on me.
no.
The place I find the most peace and the most joy is when I'm with my wife Holly and we are out just someplace,
Mountains and shit.
mountains and shit. Just no, it doesn't have to be mountains, but it's someplace out when it's just her and me, nobody else, no noise. If my cell phone doesn't work, even better. And we talk and we laugh and we just enjoy each other. And if it's someplace beautiful like I just was in Oregon,
Yeah.
even better.
What about you? Where are you finding your joy right now?
It's always a discovery, finding joy. But right now my daughter's visiting me and my son's coming back and forth and my sister's close, family, all those things, and just going for a walk. There's so many cardinals in my neighborhood.
Oh.
I love the cardinals and they make me happy. Or if I'm looking at the sunset, small things, like it's the small things that add up, and just be like, I feel like I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here and I'm blessed to breathe the air and see these things and.
Yeah, that's huge.
How are you liking like Dripping Springs? Like just you said you're still trying to get the lay of the land, and I mean you're shopping at HEB and we've got, by the way, Oakwood Market is opening back up. So
is that right?
yes, it is.
I never got to experience
Oh
that.
well, you'll like that. And you were talking about the Cardinals. You need to go over here to Wild Birds and go get you some yummy food, and you can get different
I'm
types
gonna
of
need
animals.
all these little tips because I don't know anything. Like I moved here and I kind of just was working and doing that thing, and I wasn't getting out and meeting a lot of people or doing the things, and I kind of just recently started to. So I
Yeah.
need to know all the things because I want to do them.
Well, you can listen to our podcast because I think we've interviewed almost everybody that's out there. But actually, when you were going through the process of writing this book, what's one thing that people believe about happiness that you discovered along the way in the process of writing this that is not true? Like people seek out something and turns out that's not the way to happiness.
Money.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
oh
I
yeah.
think people are so fixated on financial things and money and like the cars and whatever you're wearing, whatever you have, your designer, this or that. That's not going to make people happy.
Yeah, well, I see that a lot.
It'll make you comfortable, but it won't make you happy.
Does it really though?
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. Think about like extreme. Like if you literally don't have it. Think about when you were younger, when you didn't have a place to stay and you're sleeping on some friend's couch. You're like, man, if I just
Last
made
week, you mean?
yeah, if I just made $500
Yeah,
a
but
month,
you know
I would
what,
be
though?
set.
Ashley, I think you probably, you get to a point where you have probably more money than you could ever spend, and you still have this nagging feeling like you got to
Not
have
happy.
more.
Yeah.
You got to have a little bit more. I got to pad that a little bit because we want to have that second house or whatever. and you're always scrambling for that next level. So I think, and no matter how much money you have, look at Elon Musk. He's getting $1 trillion a year. He still gets up and goes to work
I
every
know.
day.
Or
Like,
sleeps in his office.
Why would you do? Why would you do that?
Yeah, sleeps in his. Do you think that your kids have picked up on what you're trying to teach about happiness?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
They have, for sure.
Is your daughter? Do you feel like your daughter's in a different place than you were at this age?
Oh yeah. I don't even know how she came out of me. Because she's like, she texted me one day and she's like, I want to be a doctor. I'm like, wait, who are you?
Yeah.
Because that was not my path, you know, but it's great. It's awesome. So yes, in that sense, we're totally different. But she's way more mature than I was at that age. Way more mature.
What do you think made her want to become a doctor?
Because I don't know. She wants to be a dermatologist and she's got beautiful skin. She loves math and science.
Wow, that's so weird.
I know.
Isn't that
I said the same thing about my son Tate, and I was like, "You're going what?" I was like, "Your girlfriends did all of your homework in high school. Like how?" But you know, he comes from it's all about a servant heart, especially when you're in the second and third year and you're in the depths of med school. Like you really start to figure out your why and your happiness.
Yes.
You
and
know,
she's working in the ER in Knoxville, and she's seen a lot of crazy things.
Mhm.
And I thought that might scare her away, and it hasn't. She's
Oh.
really into it.
Yeah, if you're working in ER, you got to be tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on there. Yeah.
So, do you think coming from an industry where so much focus was on beauty, and then you had your accident at 20 years of age, and then you got a little older and you had children, do you think that industry are you starting to see a turn to where you talked about how that they're using more older models, they're using models of different sizes, of different genders? Do you think that industry is maybe indicative of kind of what we are all feeling, like we're tired of seeing the cookie cutter waif thin model?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody can appreciate beauty, like different kind of beauty. Everybody has a different eye for beauty. Like if they think one person thinks that person is beautiful, the next person doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like beauty is within. Somebody can like physically not look beautiful, but then they're awesome. Like just an awesome person on the inside, and then they become beautiful.
Well, and because you're attracted to that. I've known many people like that. At first glance, you think, well, you know, she's cute, but then you get to know her, and you're like, wow, what an attractive person.
Yes.
I want to be around that.
Yeah,
person.
I want to be around that person.
Yeah.
That's what makes them beautiful.
Yeah. So when you were modeling, did you feel like that was something you could convey to the camera? That you could convey that confidence and that inner beauty? Was that something you could do?
When I was younger, no, I didn't understand it at the time. But as I got older, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
But now, when I got back into it, and I was modeling in my late 40s, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You can exude that or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
beauty, I think, also can be more just about looks. It can be
Yeah.
your inner
Well,
person.
yeah, that's what. Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
what
who,
we're saying.
yeah, who you are, and you know, you think about like your mom, caring for your mom. That is really beautiful that you chose to do that. But yes, but it's even though it is your mother, but there's a lot of people that wouldn't do that. You know, they just kind of walk away. When somebody says, okay, just choose happiness, I always want to say, well, that's cute because my life is currently on fire right now. Everything is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your advice when you're kind of in the depth of just like life?
Well, yeah, because it's not rainbows and butterflies.
No.
And you want to say, yeah, just choose happiness. It's a hard choice because sometimes life just keeps beating you down. So it's work. It is work to choose happiness, but you get that choice, right? Like you can feel sad and stay there, or you can just try to do the work.
Is there a little step towards that? Because like we have some mutual friends, and they are the most unhappy people I know. So if they were sitting in here right now, and we could say, hey, you, do this one little step.
You take
right
this
now,
book and
today.
you beat him over the head with it.
Yeah. But,
Sleep with this book,
Yeah.
put him up, and
Beep,
sleep
beep,
with the
beep.
book.
but seriously, I mean, so you got 30 seconds with them, and you say, hey, you know what? Today's the day. you should, and then you tell them, what would you tell them?
Yeah, and if I say what's your complaint for the day?
Oh, yeah.
That's
What's
really
your
how it
complaint
is.
for the day.
Yeah.
And whatever they say, they're like, oh well, whatever the complaint is,
Yeah.
and then just say, well, how can you rewire that in your brain, turn it into a positive somehow? There's always, and it's laughable sometimes because
Yeah.
something negative will happen to me, and I'll try to change it into something positive, and I'm like, that's ridiculous, but it's kind of funny and it makes me
Yeah.
laugh, and then it just changes.
That's what I did yesterday, Steve, because I've been dealing with the wonderful organization called the Veterans Administration. And so yesterday I was like, I'm going to the VA today.
And I said,
And-
bless you.
And I said, no, you know what? I'm going to say, I'm going to the VA today.
Yay!
I'm so excited to go to the VA.
You did
It was
it.
just
You
changing.
did it. And you probably laughed about it inside.
I
right?
did. I really wanted to take my car and just drive straight through.
Well, Ashley, what about, you're 20 years old, you had this terrible car accident. A lot of people would have just crawled into their shell and never come out of that. But that process, that experience allowed you to see the beautiful things in life that surround us. So now looking back, it was terrible at the time. It was probably a blessing to you in the long run that happened because it
Right.
gave you some perspective, right?
Yeah, and I guess I wouldn't be where I am today if that didn't happen.
Without that perspective.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think people sometimes forget that even the worst experiences, and sometimes it takes time, but in the long run, you may look back at that and go, oh, I'm glad that happened. Not glad, but you know what I mean? It was a good thing. I got something out of that. I
Right.
learned something about me through that horrible experience.
What part of you getting older have you actually enjoyed?
Well, I think it's just where I am mentally, right? There's as a young girl, you're always struggling with insecurities, and then just raising kids and being a mom, and then now there's just like a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
And my kids are still, I still see them a lot, and I want to shout out my son because I don't know if this got on here
Yeah.
earlier, but he's in software development. He's doing a great job.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
kind of mention he got a place in Chicago, but he's doing awesome too. They're both just such great kids, and I feel like I did something great in this world
Isn't that wonderful?
by my kids,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
who they are.
Have you?
I'm not going to take all the credit. DB gets
DB
shout
did
outs.
some.
Yeah.
Have you experienced dating yet?
Oh,
you done
boy,
that?
just
Oh
jump
my
right to
goodness
it,
gracious.
Michelle.
Yes, because I mean I hear it's awful.
I'm already blushing.
Is it as awful as it or?
I mean, it depends on where you go.
Yes.
I think if you did try dating apps, which I did, I will say yes, it's awful. But no, I did that like a while ago at the beginning of the divorce.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Check that off the list.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of places where you can go meet people in
Church?
a
Church?
Yeah.
Maybe you can actually meet
I need
some.
to go to church again.
What, pickleball?
Yeah,
If you-
pickleball is a good call because like a lot of people have been saying that. I
You know,
want to do that. I want to do that.
It's funny. I have almost all of my friends play pickleball, and they've been trying to get me to go. And I am too busy. I got too many other things to do. But they all love it when
Yeah,
they start
all
playing.
my friends love it too.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
good
it's so
safe
fun.
place.
It's very social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you
I'm
don't like
gonna
them,
try it out.
yeah, you don't play doubles with them again anymore. Have you thought about? Are you thinking about writing a follow-up to your book?
Not yet. Maybe it'll come to me.
Yeah.
She's still living off the high of being happy
Oh yeah.
about this.
Well, the reason I ask is because we were just talking a second ago about getting older. One of the things that I've discovered about getting older is I don't get wrapped up in the drama like I used to when I was younger. Somebody will do something to me or say something about me and be like, I don't care. And so are you starting to get to that point in
Oh,
life too?
absolutely.
I think that's a path to happiness in itself. It's
I
like,
was just
I
not
don't
caring what
care.
other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there actually might be like a page in there talking
Yeah.
about other people can't take away your happiness.
Yeah.
Like you give that to them.
Yeah.
That is so true. When you give credit or you give weight to what somebody says about you, you give a part of yourself to that person. If you just say, I don't care what they
Who
think.
cares?
Yeah.
Who
I'm not
cares?
married to them. I
Yeah.
don't, they're not my kid. I don't care.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like you have your core people in your life and your favorite
Mhm.
good people who you know were there
Yeah.
for you, and some random person says something bad about you.
Who cares? Yeah.
Well, Steve had a book at one point. It was like 31 Days to Being Pissed Off All the Time. So that
Actually, and then the follow up to that was people I want to punch in the face.
I actually got
a
him
big
a
book. That could actually be.
I got him a notebook that says that. It was pretty funny. Ashley, what do you think 20-year-old Ashley would think of where you are right now in your life?
Oh, I think she would be proud.
Yeah,
I think she would be proud.
I think so too.
I think so also. Do you think there's a version right now of an Ashley that we haven't met? Are you going to reinvent yourself and again?
Oh gosh, who knows what's gonna happen? But I do always have I have ADHD, so I
Yeah.
always have all these
Uh.
thoughts and all these things, and always my brain is always going. So when I did this, it was like I was hyper focused on it and spent hours and hours and hours like laying out the pages. It seems like it's a small little pocket
No, but
book,
it's
and it's
Yeah.
but there's a
Perfect.
lot of time like to do the cover, and like all of it was new for me, and creating it and making the cover fit. Oh my gosh, that took me like a month to get it to be able to print and
Yeah.
on Amazon. They're like, if
Uh-huh.
the cover doesn't fit, the
Oh
cover doesn't fit,
yeah.
and there's no person to talk to say what's wrong. So I had to
Yeah.
try it and try it. And try
So
it, try it.
you did you self-publish on Amazon? Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
Yes.
So was that process a nightmare or
It
was
was tough. It was tough because there's no person to talk to, so it just keeps rejecting it,
It's
and I
some
change
AI
it, and I reject,
program, yeah.
change and reject, change and reject. I almost quit on it, and my sister was like, "Gosh, you've been working so hard on this."
Mhm.
She's like, "Don't quit, don't quit." So
Well, I'm glad you didn't. What about your bucket list stuff? You were talking about, your brain's always going thinking of new things. What's on your bucket list? Things that you want to get done in
Well-
the next few years?
well, something I would love to do. This is random, but when I think bucket list, I think I want to go to like Iceland or something and watch the Northern Lights. I just want to watch those.
I
don't
would
know.
love to see the Northern Lights.
I think that would make my soul very happy.
Yeah.
That would make a great first date, Ashley, for somebody to take you. Yeah.
No pressure there. Yeah.
Or
Anything
maybe
else?
you can see him in Montana. I mean,
I'd-
maybe you can go. We can go somewhere closer.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah.
Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife and I went to Alaska and we loved it. I'd like to go back. in
Did
the
you
winter,
see
'cause
him?
You mostly
Did you
see no, because you mostly see them in the winter,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure I want to be in Alaska
In
in
the
the
winter.
winter.
No, I agree with that.
Where it's dark all the time and 20 below.
Yeah.
And I don't have enough
Mhm.
clothes. I could wear every bit of clothing I have and still be cold. in
No.
Alaska.
Is this your first summer, your first full summer back in Texas?
No, so I moved in 2023.
Okay, so you're not like experiencing this 100 and
No,
something
not,
degree.
and I grew up in it too, so but it's still terrible.
Yeah.
And my kids, they were living with me in 2023 when the big hurricane hit in Houston.
Yes.
And we were out of power, and I was like, it's
Oh.
gonna be fun. We're gonna have hurricane parties. The next morning, my kids wake up and they're like, "Mom, you said it was gonna be fun."
That didn't last
I
long.
tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
I do like the heat. I very much acclimated. I'm a native Texan. I love it. But there are days when that humidity will hit and I'm trying to wrestle an 18-month-old and I'm like, I'm too old for this.
Yeah.
It's hot. Oh, it's very hot. Actually, how does somebody find your book to
On
purchase?
Amazon, if you
Okay.
just search "You're Worthy of Happiness: 31 Days of Encouragement," and it has Ashley Vachon on there.
Well,
Go
That's the
buy it
book.
right
And
now.
it's
Go
got
buy-
a little pretty cloud on it. Clouds.
Yep. And it's $9.99. That you can take this on the airplane for a 1-hour flight and go through
Oh
it
yeah,
cover to cover.
exactly, and probably less than an hour.
There you go. This
Yeah.
is what I put
Well,
it on
it looks
YouTube.
like there's some places to make notes and stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's some places to think about.
Right.
Pause and reflect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Steve-
kind of if you're going through something.
You matter. What does that say?
Yes.
Read that one right there. Read that.
Okay,
read the
day
other-
26. You matter. Your presence in this world is important. When you naturally what you naturally bring to it has value. Even on days when it may not feel that way, your life still carries purpose and impact. Never forget that your existence matters more than you may realize. That's pretty deep.
It is pretty deep.
Actually, there are some days I think, I'm just here, just paying the bills. Nobody
Cog in the
cares. When
wheel.
I'm gone, no, but it's true. There are people that care about all of us.
Don't you
Don't
know
forget
that Mayor Bill said he's going to name Mercer Street after you and I?
Is he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mallet and
I
Michelle
just told
Lane?
him right now.
Yeah.
I just told him.
Ashley, it's
yes.
been fun. It's been
Thank
really
you
a lot
so
of
much
fun.
for having me. It's been a
Thank
lot
you
of fun. I
so
really
much.
appreciate it.
Well, we hope to see you around, and maybe
Thank you.
when Oakwood Market pops back open, we will. We'll
And
go
I
to lunch.
promise I won't let Michelle try and set you up on any dates. I tell her, no, Michelle, that's a terrible idea.
I don't know. There's some good-looking single cowboys out here.
Look, she's already doing it. Look at that.
She may like
Well, you'll
that.
have to double date with her if you're going to do that.
That's right.
So
We will.
be your safe space. But thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
so much,
Ashley.
y'all. It's been so fun.
I did too. I enjoyed listening to her story, and so not the Hollywood type that you would think moving here from LA or California.
A model moved to LA, married an actor. You'd expect her to kind of be a little pretentious. She's very down to earth,
Yeah,
super sweet.
very
really,
down to earth.
Really,
sounds like she
really
has
neat lady.
a good relationship with her ex-husband, and also sounds like she was a good mom. Has
She
some
was.
good
Her
kiddos.
kids are turning out great and living happy lives. So her book is You Are Worthy of Happiness, 31 Days of Encouragement to Be Your Best Self. And you can get it on Amazon, and I encourage you to do it. I want to point out a couple things going on. Right before we started recording this monologue, my phone rang with another spam call. And I can't believe France is actually beating us out on something. France is banning unsolicited telemarketing calls starting next week. So it is actually going to be, not only in the United States, you got to get on that stupid do not call list,
Yeah.
which we all know does absolutely nothing. There's zero effect that has. It's going to be illegal. And apparently in Morocco, there are an estimated 40 to 50,000 people employed in Morocco. It's one of the biggest industries in Morocco to make telemarketing calls into France. And those people are all going to lose their jobs.
Well, too bad. So sad.
You know what? Isn't it crazy that in this world where they can, with AI and all the things going on, that AT&T and T-Mobile and Verizon can't figure out how to stop some guy from New Jersey from calling you and trying to sell you a car warranty or health insurance?
Yeah.
Geez, give me a
Or
break.
when we've had like a listing that they want to take their house off the market for just a little bit and reset or
yeah,
whatever.
that drives me
Oh
crazy.
my goodness, the
Yeah.
real estate agents that come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's bad. So, I mean, they beat us out, and France should never beat us at anything. But I think they're on the right track. So you guys in Congress, listen to that. Let's make that illegal. The other thing I got real quick, and then I'll let you do your story. Our HEB was on a list of 10 HEBs that were announced that are going to have some updates.
Yeah, but I hear it's taking a long time.
It is, and I read in through this. So the biggest ones are going to be, the biggest updates are going to be in Pflugerville, Prosper, McKinney, Frisco, El Campo, and then Dripping Springs and Bulverde are going to undergo minor interior remodels.
So I did hear, I heard a little. You heard it here first, that their original plan was they were going to shut down the entire shopping center. Now they've decided to keep the shops. So your Thundercloud,
What are they going to do with the bill? Are they going to?
They're taking the house that's next to it. They're building all.
Oh, so where
they're
the
building-
parking lot ends now, where the.
Yeah, I don't know if they're like going to take the shopping center and they're going to build out there and they're going to put the shops on the other side.
My understanding, what I had heard was they were going to demolish that and make this whole where HEB now is parking, and then they were going to build a brand new HEB also with a strip center attached to it. And
A brand new HEB?
Yeah.
This HEB is only like 10 years old.
That's older. Have you looked at our HEB?
You know what? I don't
in,
shop there. I shop at my Medi Brown HEB.
It needs to be redone. It's getting a little long in the tooth. I mean, the front of the building doesn't look great anymore. It needs some updating.
Long in the tooth.
Yes, that's a phrase.
I've heard of it.
That's a phrase.
I've heard of it.
Old.
I can't believe you've 10 years old.
So you could call this episode "Steve's Getting Long in the Tooth."
Steve is getting
correct. So, but anyway, so HEB's paying attention to us a little bit, but I can't wait to see the new store. But for right now, we're just going to get some minor upgrades.
And you're not allowed to come to my store. Okay, stay out of my store.
To your store.
Stay out of my store.
I wear
my
a hat,
store.
I wear dark sunglasses.
Not
I
your
wear a little
store.
fake mustache, and I come in there.
You are not allowed to cross
nobody
12.
will recognize
Just
me.
stay there. Well, since we are on the topic of happiness, Wallet Hub released its 2026 ranking of the happiest cities in America, and it looked at a total of 182 cities across the United States, and it measured everything from emotional and physical well-being, income, employment, sleep. I don't know how they measured sleep, divorce
They
rates.
stand there in the bedroom and
They watch you, community and environment. And the happiest city in America for the seventh straight year is Fremont, California. Believe it or not, Fremont, California is,
What?
yes, believe it or not, it's the right outside of San Francisco. It's the home of Christy Yamaguchi, also Pat Tillman. You remember who Pat Tillman is?
Yeah.
NFL, went to
Yeah.
Army.
Yeah.
It's this Silicon Valley hub. It's also known as the hardware side of Silicon Valley. Tesla has a big factory there, or they did, but which I think is weird. I'm not gonna ever am I gonna tell you to move to California. I may tell you to move back to California, but I'll never tell you to move to California. But let's just bring this back home to Texas for a little bit. And the happiest city, according to their ranking, number 16 in the entire country. Yeah, guess.
Is it one of the large cities in Texas?
No, believe it or not, it isn't.
Then I will say Waco.
Plano, Texas.
Plano.
And
that's kind of Dallas.
well, Austin comes in at number 39. And apparently we're doing pretty well financially in Austin. We ranked number 20 for income and employment, but only number 97 when it came to community and environment.
You know, I'll let you finish your story, but what do you think is one of the jewels of downtown Austin?
The jewels of downtown
One
Austin.
of the things that attracts more people to Austin than just about anything else.
I'm going to think Lady Bird.
Lady Bird Lake, Town Lake Trail.
Yeah.
That trail now is so dirty, so dangerous that we're not running on it anymore.
Really?
We're Holly and Tiffany went to go run there this morning, and there was some guy screaming underneath one of the bridges.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, there was 3 guys looked like they were doing some kind of drugs. It's sad to me that something so cool has been destroyed because of the city council that has removed all the policing and allowed that to happen. So now there's some great parts of Austin, don't get me wrong, but that used to be the coolest place to go, and it's not anymore.
Well, I did that story on the library, how the library has become
you're
a
right.
homeless
Yeah,
hub.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, here in Austin, so apparently we've got jobs, we've got money, but we're just sitting in traffic all day. But here's what really gets interesting. So researchers had questioned whether these kind of rankings actually measure happiness, because income, health, employment, blah blah blah, it doesn't necessarily mean you're happy, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier. And then another happiness study came out this week saying that maybe you don't need to move anywhere to be happy. Maybe you just need to hug somebody or hug on somebody, right? A new study published it's called Plus One, looked at 461 people from several different cultures and found that couples who showed more physical affection, things like holding hands, hugging, and kissing, reportedly had a greater relationship or relationship satisfaction.
I saw a video the other day that makes a difference. It was one couple just kissing each other sort of in passing, you know how you're like, have a great day, and another couple where they looked at each other in the eyes and they thought about the kiss and gave each other a kiss and said, have a great day. And I thought, yeah, that second one, that couple is in a much better place.
We have 10-second hugs. We hug each other for 10 seconds, and like sometimes I need to get out the door, and Todd's like, he counts down 8, 9, 10. I'm like, oh,
1,000.
yes, 1,002. So apparently happiness is not necessarily move somewhere else, make more money, get a shorter commute. It may be live somewhere you like, find some purpose, have some good people around you, and every once in a while hug somebody. And
make
preferably,
sure it's okay first.
Yeah, preferably with ask
somebody
permission.
You know.
Ask somebody. But I consider myself a generally happy person unless I'm anxious or stressed, and then no one is safe.
Isn't that the truth?
No one is safe. But
I think, kind of going off what Ashley said, I think real true happiness comes from within. You decide that you're going to be happy, and you figure out how to make it happen, and that's, people live in crappy places and they're still plenty happy, and people live in really awesome houses overlooking the beach and they're freaking miserable.
Well, I like to say Do you have a bad life? Was it a bad, when you have
No,
something bad happen
yeah.
to you, do you have a bad life, or was it just a bad
Just a
moment?
bad experience.
Was it a bad
yeah.
day, or was it a bad minute? And so
Yeah.
I try to learn that. I mean, I've gotten better in my older age, and to try to remove myself. You and I were talking about this
Yeah.
at lunch, just to try to remove myself from negative people and negative situations.
Isn't it freeing when you do that? When you go, yeah, I'm not going to make that my drama. I don't care.
Yeah, and
it's so freeing.
and people may not. You may become the bad guy from removing yourself.
Who cares?
Because
Who
normally
cares?
they're used to you getting right back into it.
Yeah,
Who
but
cares? Let them.
You know what?
Let them.
Your real friends will give you grace if you're being an a-hole. And the people that don't care about you, that talk about you behind your back, no matter what you do or what you say.
You
they're
know
gonna
what,
talk about
Steve?
you.
I give you grace every day.
Yes, you do.
Just kidding.
Have you ever been to the state fair?
Yes, I have been.
Did you have any of the foods that they serve? Like I think
Like a fried Snickers.
yeah, fried Snickers came
Mhm.
out of there. I think fried Oreos
Mhm.
came out of there.
I'm not an Oreo fan.
Yeah, well, yeah, I actually like Oreos, but I don't want them fried. It was announced this week that the finalists for the food choices for the Texas State Fair, which starts September 25th in Dallas, the semifinal, the finals have been announced, and there's three categories of 5 foods from each one have been chosen, and then there'll be one chosen from each of these categories. The categories are savory, sweet, and sipper time. It's a drink. So there's
Sipper time.
Sipper time. And I swear, I think some of these, they try and come up with the craziest stuff ever, and some of it sounds disgusting. So I just wanted to go through. So the finalists will be chosen in each of those categories, and here's some of them. A burger chop tater tacos.
Okay.
A fresh burger patty is seared to perfection, chopped and combined with sautéed onions and jalapenos, topped with mozzarella and American cheese. The mixture is placed atop a bed of cheddar cheese tater tots formed into a taco shell.
They'll sell that.
My
They'll
God.
sell that
I'm
one.
sure they'll sell a ton
one
of
will
them.
sell.
That's under the savory. I'm not going
Okay.
to go through each one. Golden Crunch Melt. Get ready for the ultimate Texas food fair crunch. A tortilla brushed in a signature seasoned butter oil and grilled. I'm not even hungry. It doesn't make my mouth water, actually. To a crispy golden finish and packed with juicy marinated chicken pastor, fire roasted peppers, caramelized onions, smoky chipotle mayonnaise.
I'd buy that.
Melted. Okay.
I'd buy that one.
Flamin' Crunch Pizza, which you can is a
Flaming
pizza,
Hot
is,
Cheetos.
is a pizza with flaming hot Cheetos.
Kendall
on
would
it.
buy that one because
Yeah.
she likes her flaming hot
God,
Cheetos.
these things sound like they're like 4,000 calories. So here's a couple in the.
You're at the Texas State Fair, though.
I know,
You're supposed
does
to
it matter?
You
Yeah.
know what you need more at the Texas State Fair? You need a bulletproof vest now because the place has
It's
gotten
true.
pretty freaking
That's
dangerous.
what I hear. Here's the sweet finalists: Bury Me in Matcha, which sounds. It's a New
do you
York
like matcha?
Style, no, I don't like
Ugh.
matcha. A New York style cheesecake, hand dipped in silky Belgian chocolate, rolled in crushed matcha cookies. No, thank you. Fernie's Frozen Espresso Teeny Bar, which is a espresso martini popsicle.
Oh, I'd buy that.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I'd buy that.
Deep.
With Deep Eddy?
Drizzled with ribbons of chocolate shell, hardened to a delicate crackable
Are you
bite.
having a stroke right now?
I think I am. This is kind of crazy. Fletcher's. This one's crazy. Fletcher's Chocolate Corny Dog. Fletcher's Chocolate Corny Dog consists of a smooth milk chocolate fudge hand dipped in Fletcher's famous original corny dog batter and deep fried to a golden perfection.
And then there's a hot dog inside of it?
No, there's no hot dog.
Okay, I was like, chocolate hot dog?
It's the it's what the outside of the corny dog is, but it's around a piece of chocolate.
Do you call them corny dogs?
That's what this says.
Well,
corny dog.
who wrote that? A Yankee?
I don't know. Some Texas Food Choice Awards finals. Holy Flan, which is a
flan, yeah.
And then Texas Praline
yeah.
cheesecake cone.
Oh, I'd buy that.
A warm waffle cone, fresh off the iron, is dipped in white chocolate, rolled in buttery Texas pecan praline, crushed Biscoff cookies, and freeze-dried strawberries, and filled with homemade creamy, scoopable cookie butter cheesecake.
You'd eat that.
I would eat. I would have a bite. Here's some sippers. Cornflake Chape. Creamy cornflakes. Chape blends toasted cornflakes into a rich creation with silky dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche is like caramel. It's like a creamy caramel. Yeah.
hot honeycomb lemonade shake up.
Okay.
Sunset soft serve Rita,
No.
which is a strawberry and mango margarita
It's like
with
a tequila.
vanilla soft serve ice cream.
Okay.
And then tropical cocoa fresca, which is a layered pineapple, watermelon, agua fresca with chamoy, lava.
Chamoy.
Yeah. So those are some of the ones that are considered for the finalists. And what's going to happen is the judges will pick one of each of those categories, and that's what you'll be able to go kill your arteries with at the Texas State
Well,
Fair.
I'm all about killing some arteries. No, I like you. I like to have a little bite. I just want a little.
Yeah,
bite.
that's what I was
Flight.
thinking. Some of these is like the first one here. It's this giant plate of these tacos, and I was like, I'd have a bite, but damn, I don't want to eat all
No.
that. And I'll bet you it's like $35 to get those.
Oh,
I
I'm
bet you
sure it
it's super
is.
expensive.
Everything is, and then
Yeah.
parking is like, I don't know, $75.
So you're
or,
spending $200 or $300 to go to.
and
the
you got
Texas
big
State
techs.
Fair. Yeah,
waving
I
like
know,
this.
That's
Hey,
right.
big dicks.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, God, are we hungry? We just
I
had
know.
lunch.
I just
don't
ate. I
understand.
can't believe I'm still full.
Yeah. So, have you ever been to Top Notch?
I never have. I
you
never
never
have
have-
been there. I actually think I have run by it a lot of times and never really noticed.
So it's on. So there's two Top Notches. Actually, there's one in Hutto, but the original, the OG, is on Burnett Road. And for those of you from other places, not Austin, it's called Burnett, not Burnett.
Not Burnett.
Burnett. They're famous for their fried chicken, onion rings. They opened in 1971. They also have hot rod shows.
Same
that are-
location, right?
Same location. They were owned by Ray and Frances. Oh my goodness! I cut off the back of her name. It's not Stamos. They're not related to John Stamos. But anyways, they sold it in 2010. They were having some health issues, and both of them have since passed away. But they have just been named Texas's best local fast food spot, which is pretty amazing.
That's, I think, wild. Of
well,
all the fast food places in Texas,
I think it's a
huge.
nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
So they were kind of cemented in history, and they kind of put their place in history when Richard Linklater had his famous movie Dazed and Confused. All right.
All right.
Starring Matthew McConaughey, and they were also in the movie Varsity Blues, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's
Have you eaten there?
I have eaten there a long time ago, but I think a lot of people go there because it is where Matthew McConaughey,
Yeah.
which was, by the way, improv, where he said his legendary "all right, all right, all right."
That wasn't scripted in the movie. He made that up, right? Isn't that in
Yeah.
his book?
He made that up.
What's the name of his book? Something signs.
It's I didn't read it. I listened to it, and
Yeah,
that I think is the only way to listen or to read a Matthew
well, 'cause he
McConaughey
reads
book.
it himself. Yeah.
But it said roughly 60% to 70% of the menu has remained the same since Top Notch first opened.
That's cool.
So I started looking at their prices. You know, they're pretty reasonable considering it's Austin. I still have a hard time paying over $10 for a hamburger. I really do.
Those days are gone.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, Top Notch. I'm gonna give you a little story time here. So I was leaving. So I was leaving work the other day, and I had Navy with me. Where did I go? Oh, we went and set up for the high school convocation, which school starts tomorrow, and it started last week. By the time this releases, and I had my granddaughter, so I was like, Navy, do you want some French fries? And she says yes to food all the time. So went through Whataburger, and I was just gonna get her French fries. But I thought, you know what? I think she's a little bit hungrier, so I was gonna get a kids meal with chicken nuggets. Order the kids meal. I think it's like, I want to say it was like $5, $6, something like that. Maybe it was $6. And I said, okay, and instead of the small kids drink, I would like a large Dr. Pepper for me, right? I'll give you the French fries, kid. You got water in your Toy Story cup back there. They said that'll be $12.
Get out of here!
Wait. I ordered a kids meal because I think, did I order 2 kids meals? I ordered a kids meal and a large Dr. Pepper, and they said, oh yeah, because you ordered a toy. I didn't order a toy. You just did. And the drink, it's $12. And I was like, forget it. And so I took my gulp, 2 little sips of Dr. Pepper. So I just have a really hard time paying over $10.
You know, we go to Swedish Hill Bakery on Lamar. We have been going there after we run. And Holly and I get a breakfast sandwich each, and I get a cup of coffee, and she drinks water, and then she'll get a croissant to take home. And last time we went with the tip, $52. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, it's good, and I like it, and I love the atmosphere, and we met the manager, Cruz, and he's a really great guy. But I was like,
Lee, come
yeah,
on,
it
people.
wasn't like we had the full breakfast spread, an omelet and potatoes and toast and coffee and juice. It was $52. But
Todd and
I
I
guess-
have an unspoken rule that if we go eat somewhere, and if I order coffee, he doesn't order coffee, or if I order tea,
you guys, you share a cup.
we
That's
skim.
pretty smart.
We skim
yeah.
off it. Well, yeah, because now you're going to spend $8 for two black cups of coffee.
It's $4.50 for a to-go cup of coffee at Sweet Shop. Now it's good coffee, but $4.50.
That's good a cheeseburger.
I saw a story the other day that they asked a bunch of kids that were under, I think, 22 years old how much it cost for a burrito, and the overwhelming answer was $20. And they couldn't figure out why these kids thought it was a burrito was
the
$20.
Chipotle?
No, it's because they're all doing Uber Eats. And that's what it costs to get a burrito from Uber Eats. Because they're getting the food delivered. So you get a $12 burrito or $14 burrito, and you get it delivered and you give a tip, it's $20.
That is,
Isn't
no.
that ridiculous?
If I'm going
That's
to
the
order
age we
Uber
live in.
Eats, I'm
I
not
don't
ordering
know.
a freaking
But-
one-way
but
stop to the toilet.
You can't say that about kids under 20. They're all doing that. They're all getting food delivered. That's the new way that they...
We've got food at home.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I guess they're paying with their mom's
Well,
credit card.
apparently now, I don't know if you know this, but having grandchildren, you now have McDonald's money is what it's called, because when my kids were little, I would always, first off, I would tell them that McDonald's burned down. I was like, oh, McDonald's burned down.
We can't,
Yeah.
can't go get you a Happy Meal.
Or we didn't have enough money for McDonald's. Now, if Navy wants it, Navy gets it.
Navy gets
Yeah,
it.
Navy.
Yeah. Well, you used to be able to take your whole family to God, we sound like we're a couple of old people sitting around
I
the
remember I could
sitting
get
around the table
a
at the old
hamburger for
folks
a
home.
nickel.
I used to be able to go to the movies for 50 cents and I got popcorn and a Coke. All right. We were talking about a second ago about telemarketing scams, and I wanted to point this out. This is a new scam that's going around, the jury duty scam, which has been around for a while, which is they call you on the phone and get you on the phone and say, hey, you didn't show up for jury duty, blah, blah, blah. But they're getting really sophisticated. And there's a story out of Tampa, Florida. This woman, Kimberly Fudge, who is a manager at a finance
Her
department.
last name is Fudge.
Yes. You couldn't help yourself.
I
could you?
couldn't. It was like
You just couldn't.
it just went right in there.
Yes, it's Fudge.
Hey, Fudge, go pack. I couldn't. It was in my head, and I had to say
Okay,
it.
you had to say it. Okay. Well, Miss Fudge is 38, and she's a manager in a finance
And she's
department.
full of nuts.
And she's, oh my God, Michelle. She works in the finance department of a government contract. This is not some woman that fell off the turnip truck yesterday. There's another
Long in the tooth and turnip truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's a pretty smart lady. She gets a call at like 10 o'clock in the morning. She just got a new phone, and she hadn't updated all her contacts and everything from her. She got a refurbished Samsung phone, and she hadn't updated her contacts. So she gets a call, and it says unknown number. She's like, "Oh, it must be one of my friends that I don't." So she answered it, and it's this woman says, "Hey, I'm calling from the sheriff's department. Hang on, I put you on with a deputy." And the deputy comes on and goes, "Hey, you were supposed to show up yesterday for jury duty and you didn't, and it's a federal case, and the judge is really upset, and he's issued a warrant for your arrest." And she freaks out, because she's a rule follower, and she says, "Oh my gosh, what do I do?" And he says, "Well, the bail is $15,000.
But go to Target and give me a
Yeah,
$500
give me-
gift card.
Yeah. But he says, "But I'll tell you what, if you will pay the bail and come down and prove that it wasn't you that signed that you'd show up for jury duty or whatever, we'll just go ahead and refund you the $15,000 right there on the spot." She says, "Well, all I can get is $4,000." And this should be the first sign, right? This guy says, "Well, if that's all you got, that's enough." And then he tells her to take that money and go to an old gas station where the gas pumps don't work anymore, but there's an ATM machine there for crypto. And he tells her, you need to scan that QR code on there and put your $4,000 cash in the machine. So it goes into this crypto thing and goes right to them.
Because it's untraceable, right?
That's right. That's right. So meanwhile, they're on the phone with her the whole time. And at some point, she gets suspicious and she starts looking on her phone. And the guy on the phone says, "What are you doing on your phone right now?" She had bought this refurbished Samsung phone and didn't reset it to factory settings, and they had installed spyware. They knew where she worked, where her mom and dad worked. They knew her social security number, and so she didn't realize that part at first. But this is the sheriff department saying, "Look, we know your social security number. We really are the sheriff's department."
Did it ever click with her?
Not until she had given away $25,000.
Oh, bless her fudge little heart.
Yeah, she. So what ended up happening? She put the $4,000 in there. Some other guy comes on, claims to be like higher up than the deputy that she talked to, and he's being really aggressive with her and says, "Look, I don't know what my deputy told you, but he told you 4,000 was okay. You need $15,000." She does, some creative banking and gets 15 grand. Goes back to this janky ATM, puts that in
I could have
there.
told you how this story ended because you said she had a Samsung phone.
Well, yeah, agreed. But the sad part of that, yeah, and it goes on all day. They just swindled her out of this money, and she goes home and tells her husband that, "Hey, I think I've been scammed," and he said, "I'm just glad you're okay," because she was. I mean, she goes to this ATM.
I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, that's
He's
what Todd.
He's much more understanding.
That's
than
what
me.
Todd would have said,
Yes,
babe.
yeah,
I'm just glad
yeah,
you're fine.
I know.
It's okay that you
Gave away 25 grand
to a
I know.
janky ATM.
But I think she was probably scared because if she was going to call her husband and go, "Hey, look, I think I'm being scammed," they would have known. They would have been able to listen to the call because of the spyware. So first of all,
Don't buy a Samsung.
don't buy a Samsung. If somebody calls you from any government agency, the IRS, the court,
They don't call you.
They don't call you and tell you that you need to give them money like that. They don't do that. That is a scam. Don't
But
get scammed.
if Mallet and Michelle calls you,
Yes.
tells you to meet
Yes.
me at Pigpen,
And the ransom is $1 million. Yeah, but I feel bad for her. She must feel really stupid, and her family's out 25 grand.
how old is she?
38.
Oh, she dumb. I'm sorry.
Oh,
She dumb.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
well,
look, if it was opposite, she was 83. That girl's stupid.
Yeah.
Absolutely stupid.
But you know what? While she was on the phone with the sheriff's deputy, she said, "I could hear radio, like police radio going on in the background, Delta 10-9 whatever." And she said,
Delta 10-9.
yeah, it sounded all legit.
Fuck 'em, Dado.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But she was convinced that it was legit. She didn't want to go to jail. But,
she was 38 years
I know,
old.
Michelle. I'm with you.
I'm gonna do a Google. Give me your story.
Look
I
at
want
it.
to see what her
While
name is.
we were on the phone, I'm getting a spam call from New Rochelle,
let's
New
answer
York.
it.
No,
Let's answer it live.
No, because then they'll know my number's real. I don't
Oh
want to do it.
man.
Yeah,
Okay, next time if I ever get one, her name is Kimberly Fudge.
Kimberly Fudge.
Let's stalk her online right now. Kimberly Fudge. Let's see if we can find her. Kimberly
Did you
Fudge.
know? I learned this.
Florida, right?
Yes, I learned this on Saturday. You'll get. Here's a little rabbit
Yeah.
trail. There's a town called Uranus, and you know what their main employment is?
Colonoscopies.
The fudge factory. So they make shirts that says I got fudge from Uranus.
Okay, so first things first. I missed this part where you said she was a finance manager.
Yeah.
She should be fired.
I know. Can you imagine she's in charge of other people's money probably?
She looks like a normal person, but
I didn't see a picture of her. Did you
right
see?
there, that
Yeah.
looks like she looks like a normal
Click
person.
on that so I could see.
It's Wall Street Journal. It's gonna make me pay
Yeah.
for it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have my camera
she
hooked
doesn't
up,
look
but
like an idiot. She could be, but
she didn't look
doesn't
like an idiot, but she pretty dumb.
But anybody out there listening, please just be skeptical of that. If you pick up the phone and somebody says anything about money or gift cards or wires, just hang up on it. You're
Yeah.
being scammed.
Well, 100%. Unless I call you for money.
Yes, and then just wire it away. And,
Yes.
And by the way, our wiring instructions are.
Oh yeah, I get called for wiring instructions all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, go out and support a local author, Ashley Vachon, and you are worthy of happiness. I'm just gonna
31 days of encouragement to be your best self
flip
on
open
Amazon.
one more. Okay, one life, just one. Run towards your dreams. Run, Steve. This
Run.
chapter's for you.
Run, Forrest, run.
That she mentioned Tom Hanks. The dreams of your heart are there for a reason. Moving towards them doesn't require perfection, only the courage to keep going. Allow yourself to pursue what excites and inspires you. Thank you very much, Ashley. We
Okay,
appreciate
I'm
it.
going to do one real quick.
Okay.
Trust that everything that happens is guiding you to a better life. Life does not always unfold the way we expect. Sometimes difficult moments become the very experiences that guide us. Even when the path feels uncertain, there can be meaning in the journey. Trust that each step is helping shape a stronger and wiser version of yourself.
And Michelle is always right.
And Steve is stronger and wiser today than he was yesterday.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe.
Thanks for joining
Thank
us,
you
everybody.
guys. Hey, I hope you guys got to see us on Facebook Live because we
that
tried
was
this
new.
again.
That was new.
We'll see.
But make sure you follow us, please. We really need those follows and subscriptions on YouTube. It makes the world of difference to us.
It makes Steve stop yelling at me to get more followers.
Go get more
So,
followers, Michelle.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.